So in my travel videos I talked about the Rideau Canals, and this is the first lock along the canal outside of Kingston. This is it from up above, and we'll head down there. We just missed the boats going through, but I see there's a boat in the next lock, so we'll head down there. So we're heading down the path to the lock where they're going to let that boat out. It's heading towards Kingston, which is our major city. And it's not very major a city. It's about, I think, 120,000 people. And they do this job by hand. They just opened this one, so I got here just in the nick of time. We got the rich folks going through. So he came down that lock. And there go the lucky 1%ers. It's right up to the lock that's just full. We'll go see the empty part where they're going to lower this down now. So these guys now have to by hand crank it back closed, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, you would think they'd have a motor, but it's actually kind of nice that they don't. I guess she's going to come do this side. And then they're gonna do this side too. Watch out for the stairs, don't fall backwards. Arnie's hired hand when he had dairy used to do this job, and he was the dock cranker. And I guess he slipped and let go of that crank, and it went whirling around and it broke his arm. And they didn't hire him back. So that's closed now. And they'll start emptying this lock. So they're going to start to open this now by hand. See, it's very full. That guy's going to crank her open. We got quite a series of locks here. So that boat is up there, up where Arnie is. And they're letting it out. There's another lock down here, one more to go to get it to I guess it would be sea level, it's lake level. This empties out into Lake Ontario. It's the first lock in the system. And it goes all the way up to Ottawa. I'm not sure how many locks there are in total. But right before they get to Kingston, there's not another lock, but there is a causeway bridge that has to lift open to let the boats through. These are you would think these were antiques and not used, but they're used all summer long. I guess we can stand up there, eh, while they're not using it. I'm gonna go up there then. I've never done the boat trip all the way from Kingston to Ottawa, but I think it would be nice. So this, I'm walking on the final lock right now. And you can see the boat sitting up there waiting. And it's slowly going down.
Not a good sign.
Actually kind of creepy up here. I've got a height thing, so a little nervous. So this lock is actually 4 levels. I think it's, and that bridge going over top is a train bridge. So if we're lucky, a train will go over too.
I'm gonna guess.
So as they let the water fill into this lock, as it lowers out of the lock back there, it's overflowing now to this final lock. This is the Rideau Canal. And this is called Kingston Mills Locks. Oh, and now you can see the lock doors are opening. Just leveled out that quickly. I basically haven't paused for more than like a minute. This is like watching The Friendly Giant. For anyone who's old enough to have watched that show on TV as a kid. And there's that boat. God, I wish we were a 1%er. Yeah, I said I hope a train goes over while we're here. Who built the lock system?
The Brits.
Yeah, the British was Japanese workers, right?
Anyway, they got it done.
Well, I think that's how it was. A lot of people died of malaria building this, which is hard to believe in Canada that we would have malaria because we certainly don't have it now. Here it comes. Go make friends with them.
I asked him the price of the boat. I couldn't afford to put fuel in it. This guy's really pissed off the fuel prices probably.
Beats farming anyway. So technically these guys, I don't know if they're Canadian or American, but Kingston is probably only a half-hour boat ride from here, and they can cross over Lake Ontario and go right into New York State. Now they gotta stop for the opening of the final lock here. I think it's kind of cool. You guys may not, but I do. those guys are moving like crazy to get that closed. That's what you call manual labor. Okay, this one they do differently. This one the cranks are in the middle. Okay, so we're assuming that that's going to open a baffle below, underneath the water. So now it's flowing underneath. Poor fish. And once it's level, then they'll open it up. Otherwise, yeah, the pressure would just probably blow the doors right off. Sitting in the rocks at the base of the locks to watch this come through. Already the water has stopped flowing, so I assume these doors will open shortly. So because the Rideau Canal is a series of locks, people living on the Rideau never have to worry about flooding, because if water levels get too high, they will open up the locks to let the water release. So anyone with cottages and stuff along the Rideau never have that worry. And here we go. It's opening up. So I'm guessing that's about 100-foot drop from up at the Rideau down to this final level going out to Lake Ontario. Sounds like we need some oil on their chain. That's Arnie up top looking down. And here they come, continuing their voyage. So this is the final closing of the locks. So there's a roadway up at the very top that also takes you into Kingston, and in the summertime you don't want to hit that bridge when boats are going through, because it's quite a delay, obviously.
On average, it takes about an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Really? It's awesome. We're heading back up. There's the train. There's some of the fish you might have found here. I don't know how many are still alive in it nowadays, but we'll give them a benefit of the doubt and say that they are still alive.
Here they are here. Grass, pipes, carp.
And here's the map. So we are, where are we? Well, there's Joyceville. That's where our farm is. And we are at these locks right here. So there's a blockhouse here that was posted right at the canals. And in my previous videos I mentioned that the canals were originally developed to stop the Americans. So this was built in 1832. That's when the canal was opened, and that house up there was meant to hold 20 soldiers. And in 1837 it was occupied by militia because there was a rebellion, but it was never attacked because the Americans never did come across. We were too intimidating with our little blockhouse. Okay, and here's the plaque talking about the Rideau Canal, and when it was built by the British. But the people that were dying were the immigrant workers from Ireland, it says. And there we go. I didn't know how many locks. There's 47 locks on this canal. Opened in 1832, which for Canada is very old.
But you can see that there. You can see that.
We'll go up top to see it from the top. Okay, I'm standing on the the second lock right now. There's the train bridge over top. I gotta tell you, it makes me so nervous to have hands off with the camera. It's still playing right now, but I can't deal with that, and the train was almost more than I could bear. Okay, so here we are on the other side. We crossed over the lock and we're gonna go look at it from this angle. We weren't supposed to do a travel vlog today, but I'm thinking this is kind of a neat spot. This is right near our John Deere dealership, so we thought I wanted to come see if I could get some duck or swan photos.
Right behind that gate is the way to Ottawa.
That's right. We're heading up there. There's the old barracks house where they could shoot out of the little, what do you call those things?
Guardhouse.
No, what do you call the things they shoot out of?
Porthole. Yeah.
They're not portholes, they're called something else. But anyway, you guys know what I mean. So we're at the very tip top now, and this is where the canal goes out and heads north towards Ottawa. And I'm happy to say that they have maintained these locks, even though it's quite an expense, because Canada is a new country. So we need every little bit of history we can take. And here we are at the very, very end of the canals.
That's a nice spot there, babe.
Yeah, they got a beautiful spot over there.
Should be farmland over there.
So this goes north from here, all the way up to that rock dunder that we were at the other day, and past that. I don't know how long a boat ride it would be to get up to Ottawa, but car ride to get to the Parliament Hills from here would be about 2 hours, 2.5.
That's a guardhouse right there.
Yeah. That's where they stayed. Those brave soldiers.